Hello, and you're very welcome to this first of 3 videos on Advent. It's been produced by the 4 parishes in the West Offaly cluster. And I want to start by saying that there are 3 major figures that we focus upon during the season of Advent. There's Isaiah, the prophet, I'll talk about him. There's John the Baptist, and then there's Mary. So what about Isaiah? Well, in order to understand Isaiah, we have to, first of all, understand the kind of background against which he spoke and wrote. And the background was one of the greatest tragedies and disasters that happened to the Jewish people during the course of their history. There was a war. This happened about 600 years before the time of Christ. There was a war, and Jerusalem was invaded, and a large section of the population was brought away to captivity to a place called Babylon. Now, Babylon is not that very far from the centre of Iraq, modern day Iraq. And that's where they were brought to captivity to Babylon. So they were very sad and very upset and really missed their homeland. And into that situation, God sent a prophet. The prophet was Isaiah. Isaiah is one of the 4 major prophets that we find in the Old Testament. There's Isaiah, Jeremiah, Daniel, and can't remember the 4th one. Anyway, he'll come back to me. And a prophet's job, or Ezekiel, that was the 4th one. A prophet's job, a prophet had really 2 jobs. It was to speak God's word, but to speak a word of either challenge and rebuke, or a word of comfort and consolation. Some prophets were challengers. They challenged the people about the way they had fallen away from their relationship with God and the way they had followed false ways. But Isaiah was one of the comforting prophets. He was one of the people that God sent to console and to encourage and to help his people in bad times. So that's one of the reasons why we find Isaiah featured a lot in the readings of Advent. And always his message is one of consolation. Console my people, console them. God has not forgotten you. You are precious in God's eyes. God will come and liberate you. God will help you to cope with your present situation, and he has better days ahead for you. So my suggestion to any of you who are looking at this YouTube clip today, that during the season of Advent you would listen to the voice of Isaiah and try to hear the message of consolation and hope and encouragement that God always wants to speak to his people, especially through Isaiah during the season of Advent. I'd like to draw attention particularly to the first reading at Midnight Mass, which always comes from Isaiah, and it starts with the words, "The people that lived in darkness have seen a great light. On those who lived in the shadow of death, a light has shone. He has made their gladness greater. He has made their joy increase." Those few verses kind of sum up the message of Isaiah. So my prayer for you who are looking at this video is that this Advent and this Christmas, God will increase your gladness and he will make your joy increase. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope it's of help to you.